Welcome back, everyone. This is Dark Science from Dark Science Reviews coming at you with another tips, hints, achievements guide and a quick look at Red Death. Red Death is currently available on the Xbox Live Marketplace for anybody to procure if they like what they see. Red Death is a shoot 'em up and a very, very quick completion if you're an achievement hunter. Red Death is by developers Panda Indie Studio and publishers East Asia Soft. So, before we get started here, I want to go over a couple of things. Note that the left trigger will be one of the buttons that you have to hold throughout the whole entire game. And there is a very kind of hard achievement. It's very skill based too, so it's going to take some trial and error. We're going to go over the achievements first before we get started here. To start off, you're going to have to get a score of 80,000, and you have to at least beat the second boss and progress a little bit into the third level. It just depends on what the score is looking like. Another thing to note is that you want to make sure that you have the lasers on at all time. The minute you lose the lasers, I think that's where like it's gonna be a little tougher. You can get the power upgrades, which aren't too bad, but it's gonna take, like I said, a lot of trial and error. There is an achievement for killing 4 bosses, but you can just go through the game 4 times for that achievement. There's another one for overloads. I haven't got that quite yet, but by the time you reach the boss, you should have an overload if you don't die. Not dying is a big contributor to the overload and the score, and staying alive a little bit longer. It's all trial and error and learning exactly where the stuff is going to be. You need to die 18 times. Now, if you're just starting the game up, you're going to probably die quite a bit. This game isn't that hard to die from. One little bullet and it'll take out your life. There is extra ships that drop as you kill some enemies. It's very random. Some of it is actually scripted, so pay attention and note when the scripts fall down. There is always one laser that falls down at a certain point. If you manage to get 2 or 3 lasers before the end of the first boss, that's really, really good. There's another one for killing up to 180 bosses or 180 enemies total. That one you should get a cumulative total. It doesn't matter when you get them. You get them over time. Another one that you're gonna do is 2 bosses, 20 pickups. Just pick up everything that you see on the screen. It's all cumulative as well. Obviously, there's a couple achievements tied to each of those, like 9, 10, 11, stuff like that. You're going to be popping achievements quite easily. Another thing to note, as the achievements pop on the bottom as you're getting them, the first couple playthroughs are going to be a little tough because it kind of takes up your whole bottom screen or wherever you put your achievements. I would suggest moving your achievements to like the upper right or the upper left, somewhere up at the upper middle or upper top. This way it doesn't get in your way. There's 2 more high scores. You're going to get the 40,000 after you beat the first boss, so you're going to get the Hunter 1, Hunter 2 achievements. And that about wraps it up, basically, for the game. I have to go through the game, and I'll show you the best tips and hints I could possibly do while we play the game. I had to turn off the music. It's a little loud, so I needed to make sure that my audio was coming through. Other than that, let's get started here. It's going to be a little quiet. I apologize. Just want to make sure that you're going to have to fast forward that. The first enemy always comes up to the middle. Keep that in mind. And then there's going to be enemies to the left and right after that. Dodging is not going to be that hard. You just got to keep your eyes open. These ones are the ones that drop the power-ups in the ships. So you're going to have to take them out as quickly as possible. As you progress through the level, you're going to unlock a little bit more ships and stuff. Once you max out your ships, I think that's when they start dropping your upgrades for the lasers and stuff. unless it is scripted. Like I said, there's one laser that drops right here. The battle kind of stops, so you got to kind of like go left and then go right. Always hold down the left trigger, like I said too. You can't let go of that button. Like right there, I kind of died, so I messed up the overdrive. So we got the laser here. This is where they start falling down. You could move left and right, but like I prefer to just kind of sit still in one little spot and just like head back, so this way like I don't have to worry about it. And then after they stop, there's going to be an enemy. Just kind of like dodge his stuff, let him come to you versus like actually moving through. If you're a little bit more confident, you can actually go after him. Now that you have the second lasers, make sure you head to the left screen, because they're going to start popping up like crazy right here. You need to take out as many of these as possible before they actually destroy your health. The first boss is going to come up. It's going to be really, really quick because of the overload. The overload activates with the B button. There's going to be some dialogue that you could skip through with the A button. Once you see those hit markers, you can start destroying his health bar, and it should be real quick. He's actually the easiest boss to just kind of take down. 40,000, you should have quite a few pops already with that. Okay, so we finished the first stage. Like I said, I'm sorry that there's no music, but this is kind of like what I have to do for the guide. This is where it's going to kind of like, you're going to have to kind of watch it. There's going to be little tentacles that come down. They're not that easy to, they're not that hard to like dodge out of the way. The first one comes out of the left, move to the right or the left as they come down. There's first enemy comes down the middle, second enemy, and once they go all the way down at the bottom of the screen, remember that they shoot upward. That one's actually took me out quite a few times. Just kind of watch those bullets that pop up after they go down. There's going to be like a little mini boss. Just kind of like stay still if you can. Right here, it doesn't really matter. You're probably going to like it. Like I died a lot during this part, so that's one thing you're going to have to watch. Like right there. There's no real way to like really watch it too much. You're going to probably lose a couple lives there. I mean, if you manage to get away from them, cool. But I haven't like developed a way to get past them. This is the first time you're going to have to fight him. He doesn't really take up that much health this time. Just kind of move up and down right here in this area, and it'll take away a little bit of his health bar. He's going to take off before you finish him off. Talk some smack, and then you're going to have to go through a little bit more before you fight him. You're at 64,000 right now. Pick up all those ships. We have 4 lives right there. Pick up the power. This area is kind of easy. You don't have to worry about this one too much. Just kind of like take them out little by little, so that you don't have to worry about like their shots hitting you later. As you destroy them, the shots do disappear, so keep that in mind. You have to power up their overload right there. You're going to want to use this on the boss the minute he comes out. He's going to actually have 2 phases, so keep that in mind. There's this one, and then there's a mask one after. This should have your 80,000 or whatever. Don't worry, you still have your power up. He's just going to talk some more smack. And bam, there you go. If you didn't manage to get 80,000 at this point, don't worry. There's a lot of dialogue. Just skip it with A. As you head into the next stage, you kill a couple hands. There's a lot of dialogue in this one, so you're going to kind of have to skip through it. Yeah, there's quite a bit of dialogue here. So, and in order to get the 80,000, you need to make sure to die. You could die right after, or like go as far as you want. Really, it just depends on like on you if you like really want to keep going. Yeah, so 83,000 right there. That should have already got it. This part is not too hard. But yeah, at this point, you can just kind of die. Just waste all your lives. At 90,000 now. You just got to keep dying. That's going to get you a lot of achievements too, just dying. It's like 5 deaths, 6 deaths. And that about wraps it up. Um, Other than that, like I said, just go through if you manage to get through that, it might take you a couple tries. My guide is, pretty concrete when it comes to that. I try to get as many tips as possible out. The other thing that you got to keep in mind is that after you're finished, you want to go through the first level at least another 3 times to finish that other boss, or 2 times, depending. Eventually, all the other achievements are going to pop. If you got to die, you got to die. You got to die 18 times total. But yeah, you should pop all the achievements. It's a full completion right there. It takes about 12 to 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, depending on skill. Might take you a bit to get past that second boss, but if you follow like my guided instructions, you should have like the best chance of getting there. Um, Second boss is extremely easy. So is the first one if you could get up to it. Lasers obviously help. You want to keep the lasers as long as you can, but if you happen to lose them in the second level, don't worry. You could still take out the boss with the overload. Once again, that was Red Death. Hopefully, you all enjoyed the tips and achievements guide, and you got it completed as well. Once again, it is currently available on the Xbox Live Marketplace. It doesn't take too long to finish, but beware, it does take a little bit of skill. And but if you follow my guide, you should be set. You should be set to go. Once again, thank you all for watching, and happy gaming, everyone.